Hi Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 25th, 2022 New Moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration, and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what energy we have to be mindful of. Gemini, during this new moon in Scorpio, and also the beginning of this eclipse season, angels and spirit guides show me clearly. We have the 10 of Swords. Okay, so we've had enough. We've had enough. That's the way the 10 of Swords go. We can be a little bit over dramatic, which I mean, never a Gemini, right? But we've had enough. There's a real energy here of feeling overwhelmed, of too many people's opinions coming at us, trying to take everything on. This is overkill, and we can really feel at times like everything's just overkill. It's too much. We're not taking time for ourselves. We could be sick. We could just have a lot on our plates. Be very mindful of the overkill of it all, of just feeling drained, overwhelmed, everybody having their demands coming at you. There's also this sense of feeling a little bit woebegone. It's kind of like, why me? Or I feel cursed, or like, you know, bad mojo's coming at me type of thing. And it's just because we are so overextended and we are so sensitive right now. Now, this is a time period with the sun in Scorpio and the moon in Scorpio. This is a time of transformation. This is a time of re-understanding of ourselves. And this is also a really huge time of a heart-centered transformation for us. So when we are just feeling overwhelmed, when we're feeling out of, you know, connection with ourselves and what we want and where we're headed and where we're going, it's really telling us, I need to kind of declutter my mind. I need to rest my soul, and I need to find the answers within me. And there's a sense of like the outside world, it's too much. It's too much right now. And it doesn't mean that we stop going to work and we close the doors and we hermit ourselves in, but it does mean that we need to take care of ourselves. We need to slow things down. If we need to take a break, we need to take a break. If we need to, you know, say it's too much, we need to say it's too much. We need to be open and honest with ourselves. And, you know, depending on our situation, if we can say, you know what, somebody else needs to be carrying this right now, we need to be doing that. And that's going to be very clear in this moon, Gemini. It's just going to be very clear. Okay, so let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. So we have the Page of Cups. We then have the Queen of Cups. We have transformation. We have Temperance right here. All about this time period, right? Transformation. Temperance also represents Sagittarius energy, and that's our sister sign. So that energy of balance coming in, but also this energy that can either build us up like a sister or rip us down like a sister. If you have sisters, you know, right? That's going to be coming forward during this time as well. And then we have the King of of Wands. We're going to be looking at our careers in a very different way. There is something coming forward. There is some sort of understanding coming forward where once we step out of this new moon, once we step out of this solar eclipse, which is on this same exact day, we feel very different. And that sounds like a big statement for the 25th of October, but it's a very true statement. And it doesn't mean that we have to feel completely different or something revolutionary has to be happening to us, but we can even feel it coming up to this moon, that there's a shift going on. We're seeing what's important and what isn't. We're looking at what we want and what we don't want. We're seeing where we need to be and where we don't need to be, what we want and what we don't want in our lives anymore. It's coming through very powerfully. If we have water sign energies in our lives and fire sign energies in our lives, also Sagittarians, those are coming through very, very powerfully during this time. But I do really see this more as the heart telling us where we're going to be and how we're going to move forward, what we want and what we desire for ourselves for the long term. We're finding ourselves coming back into balance, and we might not have been in balance for quite some time. Actually, around the energy to be mindful of, Gemini, we haven't been in balance for quite some time. So that's going to be something to really take note of, that we are finding the center. Now, we are also seeing what we love. We are seeing where it is that we want to be. We have a childlike energy around us that we need to embrace, because we're at the beginning of the zodiac, right? And so the energy that we embrace is much more childlike. And if you read about Gemini, some things can be very unflattering when they talk about Gemini curiosity and Gemini, flightiness. But we know what we want. We discover what we want, but we definitely know what we don't want when we see it, Gemini. And so here, with the Page of Cups, we're looking at our passion, we're looking at what we desire, we're looking at what we're needing, but we're seeing that passion coming back to us. We're seeing what we love come to us. We're seeing where we want to be, guide us forward. We're looking at the bigger picture of us. We can also have a child in our lives that's helping us to remember the magic, to remember the beauty of things, to see what we are desiring and what we need and where we need to be for ourselves and what we want. There's a door opening to our hearts that's going to be really, really big during this time. There's a sense of I'm connecting to my passions and what I love and what inspires me, and I'm saying no to a lot of things right now. And we're going to find that, Gemini, where we say, no, that doesn't interest me. No, I don't like that. No, I'm not doing that. And it can be a conversation that we're simply having with ourselves, but it's a profound conversation that's combining with the energy of transformation of Scorpio that is leading us forward. Okay? Because the sun being in Scorpio, but it's right next to Venus. So if you're born on the cusp with Taurus, or if you have Taurus energy within your chart, that's going to come through very powerfully, or Libra energy, because both are ruled by Venus. So there's a real sense of this is my passion and this is what I love. There's an excitement coming back to life, and there's that childlike beauty, innocence, love, desire that's leading us forward in a way that we hadn't imagined, in a way that we didn't think was possible for us. And so it's opening up the door more profoundly, more succinctly, more usly than we had dared to dream. There's almost a sense that, again, we could have said, like, oh, I'm cursed, or, oh, I feel like I'm being punished, or nothing's going my way. And we meant it when we said it, And there's a real sense here of that shroud, that darkness is being lifted from us. That sense of, I didn't connect, I wasn't connecting, or I was on autopilot, or everything was just happening and I felt like I wasn't in control of any of it. That is being lifted. We're starting to see ourselves more. We're starting to see where we need to be. And it leads us to going from being the student, and we're crowned by being the student. And Gemini, especially with Sagittarius energy coming in, could we ask any more questions? Could we be any more curious? Could we want to dive into things more? That childlike energy is such a part of us. And people can make us feel guilty for it and say, oh, you're just not growing up, or, oh, you just can't handle things. But they don't see the power that wonderment, that the questioning, that the love, that the connection has. They don't see the power that is us. And that's on them. If we let people talk us out of our power, Gemini, which can be astoundingly unique and astoundingly different, okay? That is them talking us out of our greatest gift, our greatest beauty, and our greatest sense of self. Now, the Queen of Cups comes into play. And the Queen of Cups, I really, there's a card for her in the Druidcraft deck. And it's the cup right over the full moon. So the cup right over the full moon, right under the full moon. And there's such a sense of the moon is blessing you. And there's such a sense during this time, the moon is blessing me. The moon is blessing me. The moon is guiding me. The moon is leading me to where I need to be for my heart and my soul and my spirit and myself. And there is a sense that love is opening up its arms to us. It could be a person named Love. It could be a name that means love. But there's a sense that love is opening up its arms to us. We might see it in that physical way, or somebody who is the name or the name meaning of love opens their arms, or we are opening up our arms and hugging ourselves and saying, I'm here for you, I see you, I understand you, which makes us feel centered and comforted. With the Queen of Cups, we are finding our center again. And we are embracing the sacred feminine within us. We are going to find that we have had a really hard time, okay, because we have the cups, very much representative of the feminine energy, right? The womb energy and the phallic energy of the wands. We have had a very hard time balancing the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine within us. That's just been something that we've been struggling with. With temperance in the middle, we're finding that balance. Now we can be finding that balance, again, in a very real world way, where we can be finding a partner, or, I see it more as finding a partner coming in, and it's like, oh wow, that which I have always been afraid of, now it's coming together. Or it can very much be in a much more personal way, that the sacred feminine energy that I've been afraid of, I'm coming to terms with, I'm coming into balance with. The sacred masculine energy that I have been afraid of, I'm coming to terms with, I'm coming into balance with. And all of a sudden, we're opening to that energy more and more. All of a sudden, we're opening to ourselves with a true comprehension, even if it's just for a fleeting moment, of what it means to be a twin living in one body. And that's going to be very powerful for us during this time. With the Queen of Cups, we are embracing what we love. We are embracing what we need. We are looking at ourselves in an honest way, in a powerful way, in a succinct way. And we are also looking at the compassion of the heart and how important that is, because we've written it off a lot. Or we've said, oh, I'm always the one picking up the mess, or I'm always the one that they come to when things are going bad. And we didn't see the beauty in that. We haven't seen the beauty in us. And now we're starting to see it. Now we're starting to respect it. Now we're starting to understand it. And it brings us to that temperance. It brings us to that place of balance. It brings us to also the balance of this day, which is going to be the balance of the sun in Scorpio and the balance of the moon in Scorpio. The balance of the passion and the warmth and the brightness, and the balance of the introspection and the quiet and the rest and the serenity. And we're going to find that we need both. We're going to find that we're driven by both. We're going to also find that we are transforming. The way that we are spending our days is transforming. The way that we are spending our nights is transforming. The way that we are connecting with ourselves is transforming. And that's going to be very much a big deal. It's going to be very much a game changer. We're also going to find that which has been chaotic, we're starting to put in balance. We might not put it to balance all at once, because that can be overwhelming, but we're starting to put it into balance. We're starting to move things forward the way that they need to be moved. We're starting to look at things the way that they need to be seen. We're starting to, understand what we desire and come into harmony with ourselves. And as that comes forward, now there can also be a Sagittarius energy that we are connecting with. There can also be a balance that will come full circle around Sagittarius time frame, which, even though we're just coming into, Scorpio time frame, which is October 23rd to November 21st, we can find that Sagittarius time frame, November 22nd to December 21st, is a time where, okay, now I really have my footing. Now I really have my act together. Now I really know what I want and what I'm looking for and where I'm headed and what I desire and where I need to be. And then that leads us to the King of Wands. And the King of Wands, as we are embracing our love, as we are seeing and being in balance with not only the childlike side of us, but the nurturing, eternal mother side of us, divine feminine side of us, we are embracing the King of Wands. And that will also come to a head. And I know we're talking about this moon on the 25th of October, and why am I jumping all the way to the Sagittarius time frame? Because it's what's coming up. And this moon is the catalyst. We're entering into, eclipse time frame, which shows which it brings the stress to the world. And I know you're thinking, kind of like me, oh my gosh, no more stress. But it's not that stress of like, oh my gosh, how am I going to handle it? It is that stress of, okay, this needs to get done, and I'm going to need to do it. It's that stress that comes just from being awake, So here we're going to find that we're utilizing that stress, that awakeness, that consciousness, and we're propelling ourselves forward. And I see this very much as a time frame. It could be a person coming in. I see this very intertwined with us. So if it is a person coming in, we're going to be like, wow, this is my other half. Like, wow, this is the balance to me, and it will be in the best possible way. And sometimes there'll be the balance in the way that they just aggravate us so much that, I'll show you type of thing. So it can be like that. But I see this very much as being, just a jumpstart to so much more. If we take it, if we don't take it, that's on us. But if we do take it, it's like this really propels us forward. It moves us to the King of Wands. And the King of Wands, I do see us very much during this time coming into focus where we want to be. Yeah, because the Queen of Cups and the Princess, the Page of Cups is also can be called the Princess of Cups. This is Scorpio energy. We will find one is embracing us as the inner child. One is embracing us as the adult, okay? As the divine mother. Either the sun or the moon, it's going to be different because we're all different. With the King of Wands, this is our passion. This is our determination. This is our focus. So the moon comes through astoundingly powerfully, which makes sense. This is a moon reading. But then we have the sun kind of waving high at us saying, hey, this is me shining. Because Leo is ruled by the sun, right? And that's fire sign energy. But there's just a sense of fire and passion, determination. Sagittarius ruled by the sun. So the sun energy is coming forward now during this time as well. And what we're going to see is what I'm passionate about, what I desire. It's becoming more clear. What was once very scattered, it was almost like a whole white jigsaw puzzle. And somebody was like, okay, put this together. You have 5 minutes. And you're looking at them, it's like 2,000 pieces. And you're like, what the heck is wrong with you? Now, and I don't even like jigsaw puzzles, type of thing. You're going to be seeing, oh, wow, now things are just going into place. Like, it's like they have magnets on them. And they're all just everything is just kind of falling into place. It may not be as easy as that for some of us, but for others of us, we're going to find that once we've released a lot of the negativity we've been carrying, a lot of the stress we've been carrying, the sense of feeling overwhelmed, that cursed sense that is around us. We can't even be cursing more. We can find that we don't curse, but now we have been because we're just so frustrated with certain situations. We're going to be finding now that we're embracing this energy of change, which Scorpio is representative of the death card, which is representative of change. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, representative of change. So here we find this change leading us forward, but also changing our careers. It doesn't mean that we have to change careers, though some of us may be doing so, but we're also going to change the way we're connecting with our work, the way we're connecting with where we want to be, the way we're looking at things, the way we're, deciding what we want and what we don't want, the way we're opening up the doors. For some of us, we're, opening up the doors again. We're embracing a wider world. Our world became very small. And it could be because of the pandemic. It could be because of so many things. But our world became small, Gemini, and now our world is becoming big once again. And that's quite beautiful. There is a sense with the King of Wands that our work is being inspired by this time. And I don't know how, because again, this is general reading, so it's going to be different for every one of us. But there is a sense of the doors are opening up. Things are becoming different for us. And we are inspired and we are passionate again, and that fire leads us forward. Now let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. That Taurus energy coming through. Right here. Okay. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Yeah, that's it. So you have ancestral connection during this time. You can find that you're just remembering people who have passed. You can find that you're getting very into genealogy. You can find that you are having dreams and there's a certain voice or a certain person that is coming to you in those dreams. You are having ancestral connection, and that's a very beautiful thing, okay? So the past means a lot to you right now. And there's a real sense that the past will mean a lot to you for a very long time, might be forever. With the full moon in Taurus, okay, it says your dreams need a practical plan. With the Page of Cups, this makes perfect sense. You have that childlike energy coming through. Now you need a practical plan with that childlike energy. And so as you listen to your heart, as you're having this transformation of the heart, as everybody is having, you're looking at things in such a different way, in such a more profound way, in such a way that, speaks to you. And now you're saying, okay, well, I have that dream. How do I put it into practice? And it might be in a way that is just a personal hobby. It might be in a way that opens up a bigger door. But you're going to see the practicalness of it all. It comes into play. You start to ground yourself. You start to center yourself. And it moves you to that place where this new moon, this introspection of self, it brings you to self-love. It brings you to confidence as a being, as a woman. If you're a woman listening to this, you embrace the confidence of a woman. If you are a man listening to this, you embrace the confidence of your nurturing self. And however you identify, you are embracing the confidence of your nurturing self, which is so profound and so deep. And we might find wounds that we didn't even know that we carried coming to the surface and being released during this time. So it can be very emotional, but there is a real sense of, I'm embracing the fact that my strength comes through gentleness, that my strength comes through love, that my strength comes through compassion. And that opens up a place. It has the new moon coming through right here in this place of balance, in this place of temperance, in this place of honoring both the sacred feminine and then the sacred masculine coming forward. And so this new moon, it brings beginnings. We see ourselves, and we might actually visualize ourselves on this new moon walking through that portal, walking into a new existence of where we want to be and how we want to be. And it's almost like, I almost see this as like a New Year's resolution. It's almost like this is a time where we are transformed. It's kind of like how you set those New Year's resolutions to say, oh, okay, this year is going to be so different because the calendar year changed. This is a change of the soul, of the self, of the connection, of where we want to be, of how we want to move forward. It's going to be more than the calendar changing. This is very personal. This is very personal. And it moves us then to the gratitude, to the taking of the King of Wands. It's also the gratitude for that sacred masculine energy. If we are male and we are listening to this, we are embracing with gratitude our masculinity. If we are female and we are listening to this, we are embracing the masculine aspect of ourselves with gratitude. There's no more the sense, and however we identify, we're embracing the masculine with gratitude. There's no longer this sense of anger or pain or hurt towards it, or there's a release of that. It could be as emotional, as the Queen of Cups and self-love came up. This can be as emotional. So just be ready for things to be intense. One twin is feminine, one twin is masculine, and we're going to be feeling that at this time. And there's going to be a guidance to it. There's going to be a power to it. The masculine is what's connecting us. And I know for some of us, when we sit there and we think about it and we're like, but the feminine, that I would be connecting to the feminine line more. It's like, yeah, but the masculine line is what's connecting to you. So here we might be out of our comfort zone, but it's going to be spectacular. There is a power if we accept it. There is a beauty if we listen to it. All right. So keep those channels opened. There's a gratitude. I mean, you're being connected. There's a sense of guidance and power and beauty leading you in a masculine way forward, in a feminine way forward. But that masculine way, there's strength to you here, Gemini, that you are embracing that's going to surprise you. It just is. There's a gratitude to you. And that's why, like, it's funny that the masculine energy comes forward so strongly, because there's the feminine in the background. And that's what we think of with the moon. We think of it as feminine. But Spirit is saying here, oh no, it is powerful. It is masculine. There's a masculine power to you that is intense and beautiful and is more alive within you than you have thought, than you could imagine. Okay? And it's a connection also with your work. You're going to... It's funny because it's almost like your ancestors were waiting for you. It's like somebody in your life was like, I wish I could have had the stage, or I could have had the opportunity, or I had it's like the opportunity, the presence to do what you do, to be who you are. but I was more boxed in. You know, there were expectations that were put on me, or there were, you know, social, economic, whatever expectations that boxed me in. And I couldn't have the life, the opportunity, the power that you have. So there's something here, and it comes through in a dream, comes through in something that you find, a picture that you stumble across. There's power here, okay? Just be aware of it. Your subconscious energy to be mindful of is the lady, okay? Empress energy. Beware of the mother. You might find a mother energy to be a little bit overwhelming during this time, so just be aware of that. That could be a very literal interpretation of it. There can also be this need to create, this need to cultivate, and it's like, I need to do everything right now, or everybody needs my attention right now, and you're not going to be able to spread yourself that thin, and you can't. So again, if you need to ask for help, this is a time, and you have people to reach out to, this is the time to do so. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. So the moon here says your hard work is paying off. And then we have resilience, because we feel like we've been carrying the whole world on our shoulders. We feel like we have had so much. And now we put that world tree, we put everything that we're creating and cultivating, we put it down, and it starts to take root. We start to take root. And there's a power here, there's a beauty here, there's an intensity here that we are embracing and that we are moving forward towards. It moves us to our subconscious tarot message, and that is the Fool. The Fool is embracing. Oh, and I love that the next one is the moon. I mean, that's just lovely. Okay? The moon is where we are right now, right? The Fool is telling us that during this moon, we might feel like we're being foolish, or we're not doing it right, or we're kind of taking a risk that we shouldn't be taking, but we're going to find that we're moving forward in a way that we absolutely need to. And this is a time that we're going to be needing to say to ourselves, I need to open the door. I need to go after what I need and what I want. And yeah, it might be foolish. And subconsciously, we've been kind of like, berating ourselves for it. But it's like, it might be foolish, but it's where I need to be. This is where I need to be. This is what I want. This is what I'm desiring. This is me. And so we're opening up that door to being foolish, to stepping outside of the box. And we might already live outside of the box and think, well, how much more avant-garde can I be, or how much more authentic can I be? But there's something that we've been holding back, and there's something that we've been denying ourselves from, denying to ourselves. And subconsciously we know it. And we're going to find that we're actually finding ourselves enough to be foolish enough to see what we want, and to go after what we want, and to embrace where we need to be for ourselves. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this moon and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini, and may you have a blessed moon.